Why does it feel like some home service businesses operate on a completely different level? When you call, they answer right away, and even if they miss your call, you get an instant text message. And as a customer, you feel this immediately. You think to yourself, wow, these people know exactly what they're doing. But here's what most businesses misunderstand about this. It isn't about starting a new marketing campaign or running more ads. It all boils down to one thing. The businesses that thrive decide what happens when things don't go perfectly. Because most home service businesses don't lose money because of bad work. They lose it because they choose to neglect this part of the process. To be completely honest, most businesses will never get to this level of consistency. They stay busy, get referrals, and might even run ads, but behind the scenes, it's all reactive. Calls get missed, follow-ups happen later than they should, and leads just disappear. When crews are booked, when you're on a job, when you're driving, and most importantly, when it's after hours, that's when revenue is secretly exiting your business. But as I'm sure you know by now, missed calls are bad. But the real question is, how do you fix this in a way that produces predictable outcomes? Over time, I've closely examined the way home service businesses are run and where revenue is secretly lost. And here's what I found. Most owners think it's a technical problem, but in reality it isn't. They look to technology first or to outsource work by a third-party call center. But in reality, this doesn't solve the real problem. In this video, I want to walk you through the framework of a missed call revenue recovery system. In home services, every caller resides in one of 4 states. Your job isn't to sell them, it's to move them forward up the ladder. The first step is complacent. These are the leads you don't really have to worry about because nothing's really broken. They're kind of just inquiring about the service. The second stage is triggered. This is where something goes wrong. Their pipe bursts, the power goes out, or the water is leaking. At this stage, they're emotional and they're not just browsing for options. They need someone that can solve their problem as soon as possible. The third stage is searching. This is where they hop on Google and try and find the best home service business in the area. This is where all the real money is made. The final stage is settled. Once someone answers the phone quickly, responds professionally, and asserts confidence into the client, the search is over and they book. This is where most businesses lose, not because the price is too high and not because the customer is outside of their range, but because they weren't available when the customer needed them most. Think about the last time you needed a service. You probably pulled out your phone, went on Google, searched for the closest business to you, gave them a call, and if they didn't answer, you didn't sit and wait. You called the next business on the list. This is the brutal reality that many businesses have to wake up to. And here's the scary part. As your marketing improves, this problem becomes more and more apparent. More demand without proper systems doesn't enable growth. It promotes a negative reputation. So the best thing you can do now isn't to generate more leads, it's to take care of the ones that are already coming in. They're just looking for the first business that feels reliable, and that's why this system works. Now let's take a look at the system itself. It has 3 main components. This isn't to make it difficult or confusing. This just enables everything to run smoothly and efficiently. The first part is capture. This is usually where businesses either hire some sort of call center or just rely on voicemail. But the issue with this is that a call center oftentimes doesn't have your best interest. They're just doing it for the cheap labor and don't give great answers, just to be completely honest. And then when we move on to voicemail, this is just unacceptable, honestly, for a service-based business. Because when someone calls your phone, they have an issue that they want to be solved oftentimes as soon as possible. So if you're just telling them to leave a voicemail and get back to them in the morning or as soon as possible, then they definitely won't be waiting for you. My system can work in one of 2 ways, all depending on what you feel comfortable implementing into your business. The first way is to send a direct SMS directly to the client as you miss their call. The second is just to have a 24/7 or a strictly after hours voice assistant that answers all the calls that are either missed from your receptionist or just happen to be coming in after hours. These first steps of the system allow for intent to be captured immediately and for high quality leads to be pushed to the top. The third part is visibility. This is something that almost nobody has, and it's incredibly important because it allows you to quantify the amount of calls that you're missing and essentially just put a number on the amount of money that you're missing out on because you're not getting to the phone in time. Having weekly or monthly summaries of how many inbound calls and opportunities you're getting really does transform the way that you're able to run and scale your business. Most businesses try and solve this problem in the wrong way. They go after the shiniest tool or the newest software, but in reality, it isn't the tool or the software that solves the problem, it's the system. This isn't about replacing people or cutting corners, it's about being realistic. Calls will be missed, busy will exist, and chaos is truly inevitable if you want to grow your business. Now we'll just do a live demonstration of the after hours agent.
Hi, this is Jordan, the after hours assistant with Brightline Electrical Services. How may I help you?
Hey Jordan, I'm sorry for reaching out at the dead of night, but my power just randomly went out and there's no heat in the house. So I was trying to see if we could get someone sent out here as soon as possible.
Thanks for explaining that. This does sound like an electrical emergency. I'm going to get this routed for you. Can I grab your name?
Yeah, my name is James.
Thanks, James. What's the best number to reach you?
It'll be this one, 289-237.
Got it. Thank you. And what's the address where this is happening?
My address is 123 Appleby Street.
Thank you, James. I'm routing our on-call electrician to that address now. Keep your phone nearby. You'll get a call or message when they're on the way. You did the right thing calling. Is there anything else you need help with right now?
No, that's everything. Thank you so much for actually answering the phone. If you're in a home service business and you know that missed calls are happening, this is worth the fix. I make these systems custom for you to ensure that you're not leaving any more money on the table. If you want to see whether this makes sense for your operation, click the first link in my description so you can book a free one-on-one consultation with me. We'll look at what's actually happening inside your business and just really sit down and see if it really makes sense to implement this system. If it doesn't, I'll make sure to tell you that as well. I hope that you see the value in a system just like this and you make the smart decision.